Grand Rising. The Bible and the writings in the Bible are jumping off the page like no other time before. Now that we have this understanding about the vassals, it really helps to show the amount of enemies that we have. Now, these people we didn't even realize were our enemies. We thought that they were our friends and family members and things like that. But you know, the vassals as well as the upper echelon of the churches come in all shapes, sizes, colors. And, they always try to make you seem as if, if all people of color, like we're all together and we've all been working together for the same things. But there's nothing further from the truth. It's everyone working together against the Most High and his people. And the way you can really tell who these vassals are is not by their looks, but by what they espouse. Now, I'm going to show you guys a quick little clip that was sent to me, and we're going to listen to a little bit of it because it's supposedly black man, but he's espousing the end times prophecies that we've all heard that have never changed since we've been alive, about the Antichrist and how that's the next prophetic thing on the clock, and Ish going back into the land, and how that was all prophecy. Like, how is it that there's all this new information coming out and they still don't change? They still don't take any of this new information and reassess what they've been taught and come up with something new. They just stick with the same things over and over again. That is a prime example of a vassal, because all they can do is go with what they've been told. They cannot think for themselves. They cannot come up with any new understanding. They cannot read other books. And therefore, their breakdown of prophecy has nothing to do with the Bible whatsoever, and has to do with what the priests have approved for them. Check this out.
I'm telling you right now, there are people who call themselves Christians. I'm telling you right now, there are people all across this nation watching me right now that call themselves believers and are living unaware. We have no idea what's coming. We have no idea what the Lord is doing. We're not even paying attention to the fact that the next thing on the prophetic timetable is the rapture of the church. Like Israel's a nation now. That prophecy came to pass in the 1940s. The next prophetic thing on the timetable is the catching away of the people of God, to usher in the rise of the Antichrist. I believe he might be alive right now. And that 7-year peace treaty that he signs with Israel, because Israel must be in war when he comes. The scripture says the Antichrist signs a 7-year peace treaty with Israel. So we know that whenever the rapture happens, Israel must be in war right before the rapture. We know that Israel must be in war when the Antichrist comes to power. So anytime that nation is in war, the people of God should be paying attention. You think you got all this time in the world to get right? I'm going to say this again. The Lord might shock us in a year, 2 years, 5 years. He might shock you before you get married. We worried about all this other stuff except the things we should be paying attention to. And I'm telling you right now, people are going to get swept over by a tsunami that they're not ready for, when the wrath of God just comes and takes people out for judgment. There are people who call themselves Christians.
And again, these people have all worked together to hide the fact that they've already were these antichrists. This church has been the antichrist. This wrath of God that came over our people, and it was through the hands of, the churches as well as the vassals. But the only reason the way they can actually go through all this and act as if somehow this is what's supposed to happen here in the future is because, again, to ignore us. And that's what they've all been doing this whole time, just ignoring what they've done to our people. Just like when I talked to that lady yesterday at the movie of Conclave, and she started talking about how beautiful it was when she went to the Vatican, and this and that. And I started bringing up stuff about how in 1502 the church set up chattel slavery for our people, and that's how they got rich. And then quickly she wanted to make a beeline. She didn't want to have the conversation anymore. And that is 99% of this world. They will not talk about the horrible actions of their churches, all of their churches, which then, So when you have a man like that, you'll say, oh, well, he's black, so therefore he wouldn't be lying to us. Yeah, just like Kamala's not lying to us, just like Trump's not lying to us, the vassal, as well as the people, the Europeans that have been at the top. Now, let me show you exactly what's really going on as far as prophecy is concerned. Now, see, this is why the Apocrypha has been hidden, or the book of Baruch has been hidden, and the prophecies about us waking up in the lands of our captivity in Baruch 2 and 30, because, again, they want prophecies to revolve around them. But they want prophecies to revolve around the Ish and the people that they have set up. And the Egyptians that you see today, and the Syrians that you see today, and the Iranians you see today. They want to make it seem as if all of prophecy revolves around them, but none of it revolves around the so-called Negro and what's happened to us. Take a look. This is all you need to know as far as prophecy is concerned. So I can destroy that guy's breakdown about he didn't even break down the Bible. He just gave what the priest gave him. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 25. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies, which is all these things will happen to us. Be of good comfort, okay, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. Again, Baruch 2 and 30, waking up in a lands of our captivity, the Most High remembered us and awakened us. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. So once he calls you back, you should be, 100% chasing after the Most High. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Now, this is what you're seeing going on right now. They're all, oh, is Antichrist going to come in the future? No, you've already had your blessing. And now the Most High is switching everything up for you other nations, and the vassals as well. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For she rejoiced at thy ruin, Revelation 11, and was glad of thy fall. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation, which is what you're seeing going on right now. All of a sudden, everyone's just losing hope in their future. They're losing hope in their countries. They think, they're seeing how things are going upside down. This is all part of prophecy, again, right there. For she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall. So shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be returned into mourning. And that is exactly what you're seeing going on right now. They're not rejoicing anymore, right? They're taking all that rejoicing, all that partying, all that. We got a future, we got this, we got that happening. That is all being taken away. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils of a great time. Okay? But that main things you see there, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. Now you see all these Christians talking about how they've lost their way, how, they're hoping for a revival. You see, this has nothing to do with some Antichrist coming at the end and Ish being put back in the land in 1948 and all this other stuff. This is talking about what you did to the Most High's chosen people for a time. And now the misery is coming against you. The misery is now falling on you. Now, many people are acting as if somehow the Most High didn't tell us what was going to happen here at the end, and that we have to, everything is conjecture, and everything is about just looking in the 66 books and trying to figure things out like that. But your prophecies revolve around you and the vassals. Your prophecies revolve around the church and the vassals, and the true Israelites. The ones of the people of the book have nothing to do supposedly with prophecy whatsoever. Us Negroes, because you set up all these rules to make us property. But see, we're the property of the Most High, right? We're not the property that you were able to just go ahead and do whatever you wanted to and think there was not going to be any consequences. We are the true property of the Most High. And you have taken the property of the Most High. You've taken the jewels of the Most High and treated them horribly. And now there's judgment that's falling to you, falling on your children, and falling on everything that you hold dear. And you wanted your best to try to ignore it or act as if this isn't happening. But yes, this is exactly what is happening. The true people of the Most High have been raised up, and they're the ones who are able to break down these scriptures correctly. Much love, family. Shalom.